Yes. Cool. So what are we doing today? Where's my mouse? My mouse is gone. Mouse is nowhere. Did I accidentally stop this? Is that why? Oh, I accidentally stopped it over here. Because I'm an idiot. I was supposed to hit hide, and I did not. There's gotta be a way to hide this automatically, right? No restart, no daemon. Daemon, run as the daemon. Is that what I want? Just hold on. Well, let's do this. And we'll look at config. Oops. I3 config. I think it's down here. Oh no, I made a script for all of these things. Oh, but it's right here, synergy. I did make a script for these though, which I put in my awesome script, autostart.linux. And that's what I should have here. Yeah. Let's, yeah. Let's fix that here. Oh. Okay. This worked today. I love my comments. Uh, ridiculous, right? Oh, well, that's what's in here. I'm just gonna put that for reference. But we're gonna remove all this and slap that with an exec autostart.linux. And I guess the wallpaper thing should go here too, right? Oh, nitrogen. Which, yeah, okay, whatever. And then synergy. Act as a host, display, name, debug, address, no restart, log, no tray. Dash dash daemon. Seems like it would be the right one. I don't know if it's gonna work. Sheesh. Okay. I think this should be fine. I think so. Oh, this checks if they're already running, which is great. PyCom. Which I'm not running here, I guess, right? Yeah, no, there's no PyCom here. Do I want to run PyCom here? I mean, it looks a little bit fancy. I don't know. We can try it. If it's no good, we'll take it out. We'll do that for now. What's going on with my background here? I think that's a bug. Wait, I don't have nitrogen anymore? Oh, nitrogren. You gotta spell it right. Okay, yeah, whatever. Oh, my chat's not in the right thing. I can't see if you guys are talking to me. Sorry. Getting things set up here. My computer was having some issues recently, so that's one reason you guys haven't seen me very much lately. This can go. No. Oh. Wait, each one has a 1 and 2? That doesn't seem right to me. No, that's not right. Because if I zap this to, yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at, by the way. I clicked on something random. Uh, oops. What I think actually happened there was it. That's what I clicked on. Whatever this brave thing is. Okay, cool. There we go. And then we're gonna do another. Get this up and running. How do I have two of these open? Yeah. Oops. Yeah, well, I guess I don't need that window. And this can go back. What a pain that took us, right, guys? Alright. Cool. Uh, Here we go. Alright, so what are we working on today? So today, what I'd like to look at is, also go here. Bring up my little helper here. Okay, and then I never set up a thing to synchronize my notes, huh? Eh. Which means I gotta sync them somehow. Maybe I should just move this into a cloud thing. But anyways. Okay. Uh, yeah, I did start a note on this the other day. I gotta commit that and push that. Hold on. Okay, that was a big hoopla. Turned out I had them in the wrong notes anyways, so it didn't matter. And what day is it? It's Wednesday. I should probably start doing work. Um, maybe tomorrow, probably tomorrow, from my laptop, just to make sure I have everything I need on there and everything's updated. Okay, so what do I have in here that I don't have? Oh my days. There's a lot of stuff in here. I don't know if any of this is valid anymore. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff in here. Let's go like this. That was definitely from last year. Hmm. This is gonna be awful. Can I do... Oops. There is an auto stash. Nice. Oh, and that just worked. Lovely. Okay. Now when I go here and I go to today's note, there we go. This is the stuff I was looking at. So, screenshots, app build, maybe make an installer for Windows. That's not a bad idea, like Nisus. Which I guess I can spin up another VM, a Windows VM. Oh, that'd be amazing. So I can spin up a Windows build virtual machine on my other machine here, which is fantastic. So Steam seems more involved. Apple, I actually kind of don't mind paying the subscription because I used to pay the subscription anyways, and I had a free app that wasn't making any money. Um, but yeah, I think for now, the free stuff we want to look at probably itch.io mainly. Free markets. Right, now what do I mean by free? I always get this mixed up. I think it's free as in free beer. It's available at no cost, meaning it's gratis. Yep. Free as in free beer. Right, we've got itch.io. What was the other one? There was itch, Game Jolt. I think that's what Fool was just talking about a little bit ago. And then Newgrounds, which I didn't even know was still around, by the way. Is Newgrounds still around? Wow. Newgrounds. This is wild. Wow, this page looks like a blast from the past, this layout. It's very blatantly columnar layout. Oh gosh, you guys, I think I might be getting sick. Okay, so we'll have to look into that. And then look at the game preparation. What do we actually need to do? Let's get some AI ideas and we'll do some searching. Should I prepare? What code changes should I prepare? What code changes? What prerequisites and code changes should I prepare for my first beta release? Right, and then let's go here and start looking. Prepare game for first beta release. Like I ideally would like a checklist. Okay, early access is coming up. Preparing for your first beta is more about bridge building, connecting you to the player experience than it is about finishing the game. Since your game is unpolished, your code needs to compensate by being loud when things go wrong and talkative about how the player is playing. Technical requisites, must-haves. Version watermark. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Add version watermark, which also requires us to add versions, right? Add version watermark. Clean build pipeline. Make sure your build doesn't include any dev-only folders, secret cheat keys, and unoptimized high resource assets. In Unity or Unreal, use build tags or preprocessor directives to strip out debug tools before exporting. Save system stability, not an issue in my game. Code changes for feedback and debugging. Let's just put a link on your website, put it inside your game. Oh, right. Add button for feedback, which means presumably create feedback form. We'll use Google Forms. How's button open a URL? Oh, they're saying to add it to the pause menu. That's interesting. That's actually not a bad idea. Oh, that's actually not a bad idea either, because that's actually very cool. Automatically submit context. I don't know if Google Forms will let us do that through get params. Simple analytics. That seems like a lot. You don't need complex suites for Unity analytics yet. Lightweight service or even a simple script that sends a ping to a web server. No, I'm not doing that. I'll write it down, but I'm probably not doing that. Descoped. That's going to take too much time. Legal and privacy prerequisites. Yeah, this is going to be a pain in the neck. Let's also see. Funding is a funding model. Where consumers can play a game in the various pre-release dev cycles. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Prepare a game. Pre-production, prototyping, technical demonstration, content production, alpha tests. Game is playable from start to finish, but it's not yet fully polished and may have placeholder elements. Focus now shifts to testing and fixing. Dev is still ongoing, but the team is also heavily looking for issues. It's really an alpha build, it's not really a beta. These are not the results we're looking for. Nope. These are shitty results. That means I'm asking really shitty questions, most likely. What's a good question to ask? Checklist before releasing a game. Kind of what I was looking for as a checklist. It's a bit out of date. A lot of stuff in here. Test plans. Yeah. I haven't done anything like that. Legal financial. Yeah, decide legal entity. Necessary, get a lawyer or an accountant, check licensing rights to all assets and content, 2D images and textures. Oh, it's actually a pretty good list. Let's actually steal this. So that's a good thing for notes. What's this guy's name? Gamma. There we go. WX3. That's a good one. And then we'll rename it. That's fine. What I'm also going to do is going to copy all of this. Wow, 2018. This guy had his ducks in a row. What I'm going to do is copy this. And shove it here. There's got to be actually something, right? To do this for me. That I'm copying and pasting this manually. Whatever. Luckily for me, there wasn't a whole lot of formatting on the page. Oops. Right. There's a lot to go through. So we'll go through this all real quick. Still boring stuff I don't want to do, but stuff that we have to do. Right. I'm also gonna go make a cup of tea. My throats are hurting and I don't want to get sick and it might be too late. But okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So let's go over this checklist, see what they say. Create an amazing game, application metagame functionality, anything that's part of the game but not directly part of it. Launch screens, oh, studio logos. True, what shows up while the application's loading? I probably should brand it, right? That's fair. Let's add that. Display settings. I'll add it. We'll scope it down afterwards. Subtitles. Now there's no dialogue. At least we don't have that. Quality settings. Language localization. Not going to do that for this right now. Volume we have. Controls. Yeah. That's a good point. Don't need to customize yet, but at least show a control map somewhere. Right. Saving and loading, don't need it. Support troubleshooting. Game wiki. Oh, that's cool. Subnautica had an option. Wait, they could do submit feedback by pressing F8. Updates, you have build release notes, loading screen. Even if the game loads instantly, there should be some kind of smooth transition. Loading screen. That's actually fair too. Oh my gosh. So much crap that needs to be done. Error handling, automatic reporting. Testing, test plans. Realistic high, low, median sales figures. These numbers justify the time and money you're putting into the game. Email campaigns, Steam store page. We're not doing that yet. Screenshots we need. Development. Market? What do we call this? I just realized you guys aren't looking at anything. What do we call this? Market? What did he call it in his list? I can put these side by side. Yeah, marketing. Yeah, marketing. That's what the word I was looking for. Yeah, because that's basically what it is. Marketing, right? So marketing screenshots for sure. I think it's part of marketing. Probably need to update the blog more too, in all fairness. Campaigns. Yeah, here we go. Screenshots, news, Interesting. Sexual information. Shortest possible sales pitch. Diablo 2 meets Starflight. That's a great example. Elevator pitch. Space-based open world ARPG mixing mystery of exploration with arcade style combat. Search keywords, long description. Trailer, yeah. Trailers for sure. At least a gameplay montage. Icon. Oh my gosh. Where did I see that? Yeah, logo, icon. Gameplay footage. There is some overlap here. DoPressKit.com. It will optimize and efficient press pages in 30 to 60 minutes. That's an interesting idea, though. Oh my god, I think I'm getting dizzy. I might have a fever here. Hold on, I'll be right back. Check my temperature. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Oh, media. No, we're not doing that yet. Analytics, Google, Unity, etc. Metrics, funnels, track key game events. Table demo. I mean, we're mostly focusing on the demo here, what we need to get the demo out. But it is good to know. It is good to know that for Steam, we're gonna need at least, what was it, a month before we could release anything on there. Source control, schedule backups offline. Oh, okay. System requirements. Update deployment plan and scripts, versioning. DRM. A lot of players hate this. Might hurt indies way more than lost sales to piracy. Okay, yeah, true. Legal entity. Necessary find a lawyer. 2D images, textures, 3D models, sounds, plugins, libraries. Create work for hire contracts for any employees, contractors. Make sure if you have partnered, are in cahoots, collaborate with anybody, the IP ownership is clear. Remember to do this. All right. Set a bank account, pay your taxes. Make quarterly payments as necessary. GDPR compliance. Use of any information you collect. Just don't collect information. I think we're okay. COP compliance. If you collect personal information from children. Okay. That is pretty darn good. Okay, so let's look at the other results we got here from AI, see what they said. The version watermark, I think it's a great idea. Clean build pipeline. I think just having a build pipeline is a good idea. Put it under development. Build pipeline. Ideally automate. Ideally automate Windows builds. Linux builds. Mac builds. This might be harder to do. Not sure if I can get a Mac VM running in Proxmox. HTML builds. So we might want to maybe at first release it as an HTML to like HTML5 game to avoid having to deal with this other stuff. Use build tags, preprocessor directions, right? Strip out debugging. Code changes for feedback debugging. The feedback button. Simple analytics. But for completeness, we'll put this here. What did he say? He had some ideas, right? Unity has a thing which we're not using for this game. Even for a free beta, you are legally a data controller if you collect any information. Privacy policy. If you use any analytics, right, you need a privacy policy. Which makes me not want to collect analytics even more, to be honest. Quality of life, beta polish. Input rebinding. Yeah. Window resolution management. Summary checklist. Add version number to UI. Report bug. Disable debug console. Cheat keys. Link to privacy policy. Would you like me to address a 5 question Google form for your beta testers to get the most feedback? Yes, I can actually probably have AI do this, and it'll probably even create the form for me, so I don't even have to do anything. Pro tip, the bug reporter section. Google form probably doesn't have an API. Yeah. Hey, brother, what is up, King Shukla? Is that an L? Dang. Dang. So what are some things we should do here first? Probably loading screens. The loading screens, the splash screen. Bro, I made a web game. And now how can I get the traffic? You want analytics is what you're asking for? You probably want to set up like a Google Analytics, or there's a couple others like that. I would do a Google search for analytics or tracking and how to implement that. There's a bunch. IBM, I think, had a thing called Core Metrics. Adobe has a thing for it. Google Analytics. Supposedly Unity has one. I haven't used it. You could build your own. That would take a long time. And I am getting loopy. I'm gonna grab another caffeine drink. Yes, but I don't know. It's my first game. Yeah, don't worry about it too much. I would start with Google Analytics. You can use it for free. Um, Look up, and that's like a big rabbit hole. But look up Google Analytics. There's Google Tag Manager and Google Tag Manager and G Tag. Probably the simplest. I thought that I could spam my web link on YouTube, but I don't know if it will work. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you want to. So, any place that you put a link to your product, you're also going to want analytics on that link. So, you're going to want some kind of URL shortener. And the URL shorteners can give you those analytics also, like refers, like where they were when they clicked the link, and all that information. So that way you can track where your stuff's coming from. You can also put it on the page since it's a web page. I mean, since you're linking to a page. which is also good to have. I would start with Google Analytics. There's just some small setup that you have to do. You add some JavaScript to your page, and it'll give you some automatic tagging. But you probably also want to put some tagging into the game itself. Maybe what game engine, if any, did you use to make your game? Of course, if it's in JavaScript, you can just call out to Google Analytics and make your own events. It's probably going to take you, I would say, at least a couple days to figure that out. You know, so like just to get something working, it might take you a few hours up to a day. But especially for Google Analytics, it can take up to a day for the numbers to come in. So this is probably something that's going to take you, I would say, probably more in the scope of weeks just to make sure everything's working. But you can get it set up, within minutes. It doesn't take a long time to set up. It's just like a lot of information. And there's like an old way to do things and there's a new way to do things. So make sure you're looking at like the Google pages, the Google documentation for all that stuff. Yeah, loading screens. We got to figure out how to do loading screens, I think. So let's see. So loading screen, I think I'm going to prioritize loading screen and controls. Go like this. This is the hardest part to get traffic. Yeah. It's definitely hard to get traffic. I haven't really done a particularly good job myself in that area. A big part of that is going to be advertising also. You basically pay for traffic. Now, I haven't done that yet, but if the Super Bowl is any indication, ads can make you a lot of money. Selling ad space, number one, obviously, but number two, the reason why people go hard on the marketing during those big sporting events and anything in general is because there's a big return on the ads that you put out. Facebook, Meta, they're very good for advertisements if you need to advertise stuff. And I'm mentioning them because that is the space that they're in. Social media, it's all about advertising. That's where all the money is in social media. It's all ads. So let's look at this. So I go here, add more levels, more tiles. So these are things I need to do for the game, which is true. But let's add a couple things. Let's add loading screen. Loading screen. I'm gonna make it a separate thing. I'm gonna put loading screen. Is that an enhancement? Oh, I see. It's kind of a feature. Whatever. It's kind of an enhancement. I don't know. So we'll have the splash screens. Oops. Add some context here. Is there no... There we go. Startup screens, company logo, etc. Company logo, branding, etc. Yeah, I have to sponsor any creator for my web game. Yeah. I mean, eventually. Is this your first game? I don't have like a ton of experience with my own personal stuff. Just experience, launching other kind of apps. Not necessarily games. In between levels. Uh, show tips, show controls. These are ideas for things we can do while game's loading. Show tips, show controls, show shortcut for, I guess that's a tip. Sending feedback. I'm trying to get my game prepared for an alpha release, basically. So loading screen, controls. I'll add another thing. Pause menu controls, control layout. Pause menu, control layout. This kind of is a feature. I mean, I guess these all should kind of be features, but whatever. Pause menu, feedback button. Feedback form. I'll use Google Forms for this. That's a task. Not really a development thing. I think I'll make my own channel to promote my game on YouTube. Yeah, it's a great idea. So what I'm trying to do with this channel is, well, I'm trying to do a couple things. Learning has always been a big thing for me, and I've always wanted to make my own games since I was younger. So that was a big part of it for me. And not having the resources to do that as a kid was a little tough. But now, now there's a lot of information. In all honesty, I'm probably not even really needed, but but my idea is that I do want a lot of that information to be free. I feel like people should be able to learn whatever they want if they're passionate about it, and there shouldn't be any cost to that. And I think I'm also pretty good at explaining things. Or so I've been told. I don't know. So I've been told. Okay, so I think we'll start with that this week. So this week we'll do the Google Forms. That shouldn't take too long. We'll do the control layout in the pause menu. We'll do the feedback button in the pause menu. We'll do a splash screen. So I don't think a splash screen will take that long to implement. We'll add loading screen on here too. I doubt we'll get through all of these, but I would rather kind of over optimistically overload myself with work this week. That way I feel like I have to get more done. Instead of having few things and then making it span, naturally expand the amount of time that I have. There's a name for that. I forgot what it's called. Somebody's law, right? What's that called? Law, the amount of time available will fill. Yeah, Parkinson's law. That's what it's called. Parkinson's law. Right? So let me see this. I don't think this browser window is logged into anything here. I don't know if I want it to be. So let's go here. Let's do some research here. Well, yeah, let's start with the loading screen, I guess. First thing I'm going to do is look to see what other people are doing to get some ideas, because might as well. Right? And let's see. Oh, this looks like an interesting video. 24 minutes? That's a long video. Let's just see what people are doing. I don't like that my sound's stuttering. Hopefully that's my capture card. Hold on, let's see. Is this opening over here? No. Oh, that's the scene. Let's see if that fixes things. Oh, thank God. Do you upload to any application? Have I uploaded any applications to the Play Store? Are you talking about the mobile Play Stores specifically? I've done mobile apps to Google Play and the App Store. So I have a lot of experience with that. Hmm. See, this is why I looked this up. Like, I didn't even know this was here. I would have made my own thing. Right. That's the main scene. Hmm. I wonder how he does this. This looks pretty nice. I wonder how people do this in general. Like, this is a good... I mean, maybe that's just his wallpaper, and this is like a terminal. I don't think so. I don't think he's on Mac. Life is a hard bother. Life is hard, brother. Yeah. Yeah, Play Store is no, Play Store is easy. Apple App Store is a little annoying. Apple wants your stuff to be super polished. They will not let you release anything that they think is not up to the standard of their app store. Which makes you wonder. Oh, bro, I can't tell you my story. It's that bad. I see what he does. So it's all configurable in the inspector, which is nice. And then he makes some motion modulate tweens. That's pretty cool. And then what does he do in the next one? So let me grab these. Uh, 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 so we'll do that. Multiple UI animation is a Godot engine. Yes, that's like another thing that I need to do too. For UI polish, I need to animate stuff. I need to animate everything. Right now, mine's very boring. Said that because I don't have any money to pay the Play Store. Well, the Google Play Store is cheap. I think the Google Play Store is like $30 and you only pay once. Apple App Store is $100 and you have to pay it every year. Because I'm a teenager and my father doesn't want me to be a developer. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, that's rough. Good luck, man. But I wouldn't worry about the Play Store for now. Just do free stuff for now. Do like itch.io. What's the other one? Game Jolt, and then Newgrounds, I think, is another one that you can use. I haven't tried them yet, but that's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to start with itch. Itch.io is pretty good. He said he was going to continue it. Stay at home dev. What a great name. Oh, he's working with Unreal. Can I give you my game details and you can upload them to the Play Store? No, man. Just you can do it yourself. Just gotta get a job somehow. I guess paying for things is a little tough. But I don't know what country you're in, but I know like some places you can get a gift card, like a reloadable debit card. It looks like it looks and functions like a credit card, but you pay to put money onto it, and then you can pay from that. But I wouldn't even worry about that for right now. Just do stuff right now because you enjoy it, and don't worry about distributing things yet on mobile Like get things working on one platform, like focus on just PC for now, if that's what you're on, or just computer, right? If it's working in a web browser, that gives you, Mac, Linux, and Windows support presumably. So just worry about that for now and just do itch.io and I think you'll be fine. And if you can't even do that, you can try to create your own website, right, where you can host it. And you can try doing it that way also. I would try to do whatever you can, whatever is in your power to do, whatever's like you have the ability to do that to the fullest extent. And then if you see any sort of traction, then figure out how to take it to the next level. But I would worry about how to actually make stuff first. Yeah, I made my own website. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Start with that. Like once you start getting stuff, like what I would do, especially if you're trying to convince your father, right? Like focus on focus less on delivery because that's like a hurdle for you, I guess. I mean, still think about how you can get around it, but and try to spend some time on like how you can get around those issues you have, but work on the games themselves and the quality of the games and the experience of the games. Like make something that's fun, that's enjoyable, make something that looks relatively polished, and then see if you can, through your commitment and your dedication and by improving your skill of actually building, like creating things, see if you can also use that to kind of swing your father's opinion and help convince him. What I would do. Nothing, just I live here in Village and people don't know how much developers can earn, etc. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get into the field because I wanted to make money. I started doing this because it was something I like doing. One day I will upload my own game to the Play Store. Yeah, and that's a good long-term goal to have if that's something that's, a bit far away from you. But in the interim, right? Like I wouldn't look at that as a bad thing that you can't do the thing that you really want to do right now, which is like that's a hurdle for you. It's an obstacle for you. It's something getting in the way that you can't share this thing that you've created that you're proud of, that you're like, look what I did, right? It's kind of a cool thing. It's kind of like a badge in a way, like it's a way for you to show to people, hey, look, I'm actually doing this. I'm not just saying I'm gonna do something and sitting down, you know, playing different video games or wasting time on YouTube or Instagram or whatever the heck, right? Watching you know TikTok videos or whatever. It's you actually being like, hey, no, I'm actually doing something. Look, it's there. You can get it. It's in a store, right? And that's fine. You don't have to get there yet, but by practicing the whole pipeline up to that point, like coming up with an idea for a game and whatever it is that you're doing. I don't know if you're doing all the artwork yourself or if you have people doing that for you, or if you're working with a group of people, or what you're doing, but just taking it from the idea to something that's finished. Keep doing that over and over and over, and keep trying to get better at that. Every time you do that, ask yourself, okay, what did I do last time? What was really good that does not need to be changed in the way I did that? And which is really important. And what can I do better this time? Like, what should I change? What can be improved? What was something that I did last time that was like maybe seemed like a good idea, but it was a pain in the neck or didn't work well. And that could be anything with, the way you wrote the code, right? The code itself, or that could be a game design decision, like, for example, maybe the way that you're doing your control mapping is not great, or the controls themselves. If you don't have like remapping, maybe just the controls could have been better, or, you know, maybe a way that a certain game mechanic worked could have been a different experience, right? And keep getting better and better at that. And then by the time that you can actually release your first game to the store, instead of being whatever you're at now, which I'm sure is still really great, it's going to be so much better. And then people are going to be like, oh my God, who's this guy that came out of nowhere that's making like these AAA quality game titles, It's a website that I created, and I don't know if it's good or not, but it's my first web. Yeah, exactly. I have, I only have a phone, not even a laptop. That's why we can't make an APK on the phone. Oh, you can't do. Yeah, it's tough. What are you actually using to make the game? That's very impressive, though, that you did it on a phone. But yeah, don't worry about distributing it on mobile devices yet. Like, set that as a long-term goal. Yeah, I kind of agree with all the things that he said here. I want to save this for later because I want to comment on that. But now I need to find whatever it was he was just talking about. And my age is 15. Yeah, you're 15 years old. You'll get there, man. Don't worry about it. If you're starting now, that's great. Because that means you're into it, you're interested, you're probably enjoying what you're doing. Quick technique to manage your Godot splash screens. That's probably the next one. That's great. That's actually what I was going to say would be the next thing to do. Oh. And he's just going to loop through them. What can I say? I heard that Bill Gates made an application when he was 14. And then I made one when I was 15. It was my childhood dream to build a game. Yeah, dude, me too. And it took me a lot longer to get to that point where I'm actually doing that. So for you to be doing that at 15 years old, that's already amazing, man. Waits. Okay, it's an async function. I see. Then it loads the next scene. Oh, I see. That's a cool idea. Now he's got the source files. Do you have any guess which country I am from? Um, that's tough. Mm, I don't know. Is it in South America? That's like a continent that's like, a huge, covers a huge portion of the globe. From our conversation, you may. Oh, it is in Asia. Oh, okay. I'm actually surprised uh, that you're in Asia only because of the time. that was my first guess. I was like, well, I don't know. In Asia, okay. Uh, is it the Philippines? This guy's pretty good. I want to give this guy a subscribe. Yes, I am giving two options. India or China? Oh, okay. Hmm. Oh, that's a tough one. They're both gigantic too. At first, I wanted to say India, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go with India, but I have a feeling it's gonna be China. But it's very late in China, so I'm gonna go with India just because of the time of day again. But it's probably not a good metric. Yeah, I'm Indian. Oh, okay, cool. Nice, man. Um, yeah, no, that's awesome. Actually, a lot of people in the field, in the software engineering field, a lot of people that I work with are Indian. A lot of people are Indian or Chinese, like the two biggest um, nationalities, I guess, ethnicities that I work with, ethnic backgrounds. Where are you from? I'm from the U.S. In fact, most companies that I worked at, I haven't done games at a big, at a company, except my own stuff. I've only done like indie things by myself for games specifically, but for software in general, most of the people that I work with at large companies, uh, mostly Indian and Chinese. Like actually, the number of American people that I work with in terms of the engineers themselves, very few. Like I probably on one hand, I can probably name all the American software engineers I've ever worked with. Literally. It's probably less than 10 people in total, which is a good, which is good. It means there's good opportunities, or maybe not for Americans. I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna give this a shot. I liked the way he did this. So his management technique. Um, so the thing that didn't make any sense to me was in this case why he had it like this. I mean, it's simple, it's effective, but the question here too is why did he do it like this, where he requires you to give it the node? He could just find this on his own. I subscribe to you, nice man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. If there's anything that you'd like to see on the live stream or in videos, definitely let me know. This is a bit weird. I'm not sure why he did this. Let me grab both of these videos and throw them in my notes. Little splash. Simple splash screen manager. I was expecting it to be a little bit different, but what I do like about this is that it is very simple. Simple is best. Whenever you're doing this stuff, simple is always best. Smart way to manage scenes in Godot. Going to sleep is it's 2300 in India, 11 p.m. Okay, man. Yeah, sounds good. It definitely, that's why I kind of figured you were west more, because it is late over there. Have a good night, man, and we'll catch you next time. I'll try to be online a bit more. I'm going to be on a short hiatus for a bit, so I'll be probably unavailable. I won't be streaming, I should say, probably for a couple of weeks, but I'll be back again after. So if you don't see me for a while, don't be surprised. I am coming back. Don't worry about it. Why's my sound gone? Legitimately don't know what I did to kill my sound here. It was just working a minute ago, right? What did I hit to destroy my sound? The tab isn't muted. That's very weird, you guys. I just killed my sound somehow. I don't know where my sound went. I'm gonna let this video play just so I can hear when the sound pops back in. Huh. Hello, hello? Okay. Alright. Hmm. That is very, very weird. Is it everything or is it just my browser? I don't know. Do I have anything else that makes noise on this computer? Okay, well my browser is definitely not making any sound. Pipewire pulse? Pulse audio? Pulse audio mixer. Pavu control. Oh, it's showing up here. Hmm. Oh. That's very weird. The sound's literally not coming in. Can you guys hear it? If I open up my stream. Is it just my voice? Yep. That's so weird. Okay. So what happened here? Let me search this real quick. Try this. Oh. Wire plumber? That's a funny name for a service. Hmm. That is so very weird. Hmm. Guessing it's on the Linux side. Oh. Hmm. Oh, set as default. Oh, interesting. Now my speakers aren't working either. Well, that always seems to work.
This is the GitHub CLI, which I've been using more than the actual GitHub website itself. If you're unfamiliar with the GH CLI, it basically allows you to perform many of the actions you would typically take on github.com, but without the need of ever leaving the terminal, which is something I really appreciate, especially as every time I open a web browser, it's basically a dice roll to determine whether or not I'll be able to keep my focus. Some of the biggest uses I find of the GitHub CLI include creating new repositories for any
Oh,
new
that's
projects
cool.
I get started with, checking for any open issues for existing projects, and perhaps my favorite recent use case, using it with agentic AI to automatically create pull requests with well-written descriptions. This not only helps to overcome what I think is some of the most tedious parts of developing software, anything that's basically summarizing the work you've done already, but thanks to DocPloy, being able to create pull requests more easily allows me to automatically create review apps that I can use to check my changes against. All of this, to me, makes the GitHub CLI incredibly valuable when it comes to a terminal-based workflow in 2025. Whilst we're on the subject of CLI for web applications, another tool I've been using a lot recently is the
I'm going to listen to this while I use the bathroom. You guys can watch this until I get
Doppler
back.
CLI. If you're unaware of what Doppler is, it's basically my favorite secrets management platform, having discovered it about 3 years ago. I'll do a dedicated video talking about Doppler in more detail another time, but the general idea is that it allows you to easily add secrets into projects for different environments, including dev, prod, and even personal ones as well. This is not only incredibly useful when it comes to application deployment, but thanks to the CLI, you can also use Doppler to replace any .env files found on your local system. For example, if I want to go ahead and run a local version of my Dreams of Code website, but with all of the environment variables for my dev environment loaded, then I can just go ahead and run the following Doppler run command, passing in the project, which in this case is Dreams of Code, and the configuration, which is dev. Then all I need to do is add in the following double dashes and use the bun run dev command. And with that, I have a local version of my Dreams of Code website, but running on my dev environment. By doing so, it means that I can get all of the secrets that I need for a development environment of my application, but without having to store them on my actual disk inside of a .env, which is something I always feel a little weird about, especially when using agentic AI, which can sometimes check your .env files for you. And that's not even considering the recent examples we've seen of AI accidentally dropping prod. Personally, I find that using the Doppler CLI not only adds an additional layer of security when working on my own projects, but it's also incredibly valuable when working as a team. So much so that I'll likely do a dedicated video on it in the near future. Whilst we're on the subject of managing both secrets and sensitive values, another CLI tool that I found to be invaluable for working with sensitive data is Parse, also known as Password Store. Parse describes itself as the standard Unix password manager, although it doesn't actually come installed by default on Unix systems. Personally, however, I like to describe it as the most perfect password manager for the terminal, making use of open source technologies such as GPG and Git, allowing you to effectively self-host your own passwords. Personally, I like to use Parse when it comes to managing both API tokens as well as database URLs if I don't store them inside of Doppler. By doing so, I can easily use Parse to load these in either as CLI arguments or setting them as environment variables, all without ever having to expose the actual secrets. This is done by using either the parse or parse show command as follows. Here I'm using it to set an AI token environment.
Oh, see that? My sound just went out. It's like, why does that keep happening? That sounds like I can fix it by restarting the capture device.
Additionally, you can also use Password Store as a normal password manager by adding in the -c flag, which will go ahead and copy the password of your clipboard, which you can then paste into wherever you need to. In addition to this, because Password Store uses Git under the hood, then it means that every version of your secret is tracked, and it also allows you to push these secrets up to a remote repo. Now, that may sound kind of scary, but managed using a YubiKey, meaning that it's pretty much impossible to get these out. This has the additional benefits that I'm able to easily clone all of these passwords and secrets onto another machine securely by cloning down the remote repo and then using my YubiKey with it, which requires me to pass in my PIN. Once I take the YubiKey away, then these secrets are no longer accessible. Personally, I find that using Password Store makes working with both secrets and passwords in the terminal a lot easier, especially if it's for more ad hoc tasks and commands rather than for dedicated projects, which is what I tend to use Doppler for. If you're interested in finding out more about how you can set up Password Store yourself, then I've done a whole video.
Interesting.
And control node as children and name them World 3D, World 2D, and GUI. The game controller script will contain. We could just hide in what we actually do with the old scenes. We don't have to delete them. We could just hide them or remove them from the tree. You may be asking, why does this matter? First, I suggest you check out the link in the description for a more in-depth explanation of the pros and the cons, but basically it boils down to memory and data. Deleting a scene or node removes it from memory and you have no access to its data. Hiding a scene keeps the data accessible and it will still process and update, but do this too much and it could bog down the CPU. Removing a scene keeps it in memory, but it no longer updates with new data. It's easy to add to the tree again, but the data within the scene could become old. We want this game controller script to be accessible everywhere, so we need a global autoload script, and you can do that by going to Project Settings, Autoload, and to the game controller type. In the game controller script, set class name to game controller and add this line to the ready function to set the variable reference in the global script. You should now be able to access the script from any other node or script. Add export variables for the three scene types, 3D, 2D, and control, and set them in the inspector. Add 3 variables to hold a currently loaded scene for each. I've loaded my splash screen manager from the last episode in the GUI spot and have set that node as the current GUI scene. This could be your own scene.
I'm like kind of curious how he does this. This is getting a little sidetracked, but I just want to see resolve fusion. Because he's probably using something someone else made. Nope. I guess what I want is not to confluence. That's not what we want. My sound's already broken. Except, I guess, I'm seeing the sound come through, I'm just not hearing it.
File with the infamous web extension, WebUp, the most annoying file type in history of file types. Because you always had to convert it to JPEG or PNG if you wanted to use it in DaVinci Resolve. But not anymore. Since DaVinci Resolve 20.1, WebUp files are supported. You can now drop them directly on the timeline. Thank God. I'm going to show you the absolute best new feature in DaVinci Resolve 20. I didn't even know it was possible, but they did it. Here it is. So see this file here? It's a file with this web extension, WebUp, the most annoying file type in history of file type.
I don't know. My mixer's not working. All my technology's failing right now. I think in order for me to get this stuff working better, I have to simplify things and start getting rid of stuff. Let me do another test here. I can play music. Ah, this is also stuttering. I think I have to restart this. Oh, there we go. Sound is back. There we go. So it was actually my audio interface that was crapping out. Well, it was everything actually. First it was my Linux machine. Then it was my Windows machine. Sound is just not working anywhere today. Next time I run into some issues, we're probably just gonna work offline and we'll close down the stream. It's my guess. Resolve Fusion, make syntax, highlighted, code. Not the fields. This code looks like a mess. It's a very niche thing. Oh wait, this might be cool. Hi there, how's your Godot game going? It's going okay. How's it going, man? Yeah, I don't know how this guy did this. Anvud, hey, how's it going? Also, have you fixed your DAW files? What was wrong with my DAW files? No, that is not what I'm looking for. Fine, whatever, we don't care. We don't care. We have more important stuff to do. I wanted to know how this guy made this effect. I think I'm just gonna ask him. Alright, because they look so clean. I don't even know that he's using Resolve though. Let me just ask him. Because it looks like, yeah, because you got some animation playing in the background, and it's got like some transparency. I like how there's a transparent background to them. Okay, good. What about you, sir? I'm doing okay. I might be getting sick, so I'm a little concerned about that. Okay. Fair. So this is a little bit different. No. Nope. So for this, he could have used an enum. Yeah, exactly. That's what somebody said. That was my code feedback on this also. Like, either we leave this in here and these are just all if statements and we can do all three, like we can delete and we can keep running. But I think these two are opposite. Delete and keep running. Yeah, that makes no sense. Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna pick this guy's code apart. I appreciate anybody who shares any information, who goes to the effort of making videos, because I know how much effort goes into that. So we're gonna do some loading screens. So I got some ideas from this guy. Let's think about how we could do this. I don't know if it's gonna help you. Carbon now.sh. Oh, what is this? That's it. I knew I've seen this somewhere before. Thank you. I knew I've seen these before somewhere. This is it. This is actually it. This is cool. This looks beautiful. Thank you. I'm going to hold on to this. Carbonnow.sh. Thank you. I was like, I've seen this thing before, man. So the question is like, how did he do this? Okay, sure. This is cool. Export. English. Okay. But the thing that I'm curious about, what is this? It's like, how does he do the background color? Like, what I'm curious is about, like, he fades the background color, the opacity here, just on the background, but not on the text. Window. Watermark. Now, editor. Line numbers. Oh, that's useful. This is cool. It'd be cool also if there's a way to automate this. I don't know what the heck the difference is between any of these. Oh, I see. The background colors. I don't want any background color. I don't see a difference between these first two. It remembered my settings, which I did not want it to do. Or maybe it's just random and I got lucky, or unlucky. I got lucky because there's no line numbers. Oh, and there's the reset settings. There we go. How does he make it semi-transparent? Maybe he's doing a thing. I also noticed the file title has a custom emoji icon. Yeah, exactly. I noticed that too. Ray.so. Man, Anvu, you got these. You're like cracking these things out Like wildfire. Like wildfire? I don't know. No, that forget that. That expression made no sense. Popping these things out like things that pop out. I don't know. This looks cool. Wait. Oh, you did that. How did you do that? Code images. Wait. But it's not an image. This is interactable. Oh, this is a separate thing, right? No, not me. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this is a separate thing. Background. That's cool. Oh, wait. So does this thing... Because his thing had an animated background. Oh, Stripe. Oh, this is it. Oh, no, it's not. Why is that open AI? That looks super cool. Line numbers. Language. SQL. Oh, I see, because there's a text field. So if I write, I'm going to find the language here. GD script is not in here. They don't have it. But maybe he just did Python and just cheated it. And then we have like, oh no, because that's not going to show def. Because it's func. Loopy. Do stuff. Meadow, this is pretty cool though. What did you search to find these? Because this does have the background color. Oh my god. Set to auto width. Oh, but you can't set the height. Because I guess the height's also automatic, right? Yeah. Icon maker. Oh my goodness. This looks nice. Oh, and he puts the title here. Ask perplexity. Share code snippet. Share code snippet with styling. Carbon. Yeah, I think Carbon's the one that I've heard of. I've actually seen Carbon before. Okay, well I'm just gonna take these down for now. Paraíso. My colors look so bad on the screen, I can't even tell what colors I'm looking at. Oh my god. I'm getting a cold. Something weird's going on with my nose right now. So I'm just gonna write this down on a note. Today's note. Also, he might answer me and tell me. I was just using Vim in my videos and showing you a Vim buffer. But these are pretty cool options. I liked, so what he might have been doing also is he might have been using, what was this other one? He might have been using this, right? And then he might have been using this and then just saying, okay, make the background Oh, that's the answer. He turns off the background. I think that is the answer, but I don't know how he got those to look different. There's probably a way to configure Carbon to do that too. I just don't. There's like a lot of options here. Right? And then I don't see opacity anywhere here is a thing. Line numbers. Oh, I guess that is. Hold on. I guess that is transparent, right? Oh man, how long does it take to pull this image? That's semi-transparent, right? I can't even tell, dude. The colors on this screen are so bad. Wait, F12 is this button. Colors on the screen are so bad. I actually have to open this and like try to figure out. Yeah, there it is, 0.55. If I make this 1, be perfectly solid. Oh, that's the box shadow, sorry. Computed, that's what we want to see. There's no background color on this. The heck, dude? Well, whatever. Ask ChatGPT. Codeimage.io. Where's my address bar? Just because I accidentally full screened it? Yeah. Ah. Um. But. Oh, that's cool. Language auto. That's the other thing. Maybe they use the Swift one. I don't know. We'll write these down. Codeimage.io. And what was the other one? I think I closed it already. Ray.so. Good luck. Thanks. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. We're gonna focus on doing stuff now. Okay. Oh gosh, what a bunch of hoopla. Okay. So we'll go here. We'll open up Godot. I just want to see what's changed here. Game.gd has some changes. The heck was I doing in here though? I was changing stuff. Input handler. What was I doing? I was migrating this to use the default input handlers for some reason or other. What was I working on that required this? Oh, I know what it was. If I go to my notes here, I had it up here. Cannot unpause game. So I think that's what I was working on. Yeah, because it's got the pause menu, and it's got game.gd. It's a very strong indicator I was working on the pause menu. So it's going to be fix. Oh, it's got pause menu. Fix cannot unpause game. I do have on stage changes. Can you just like git pull auto stash? Thank you. Thank you. Why is that so hard to do? Let's go here. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. I mean, that doesn't really bother me. Oh, when I go to this, yeah, there we go. Once I open up NVim, I have a background color set, so it's not transparent anymore. And that's fine for me. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're also gonna create a loading screen, and I'm gonna kind of borrow some of his code. Specifically the part where he creates the tweens. And so let's go here. And I need like some splash screens. So, what am I gonna grab? I need some images. I'm pretty sure I have images somewhere. Oh, where are my assets at? Oh my god. This is not good. I have to blow my nose. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna try to create the splash screen. I'm not gonna worry about the images for now. Actually, we'll throw all the assets in later. Let me just get the code and the framework set up here. So let's see, assets, scenes. We're gonna do scenes, common. What are we gonna do? Scenes. I guess splash, right? Is a scenario. Splash. And let's spell it right. Where is that? Splash. There we go. Create a new scene. Oh, I never make it from the file system window. That was weird. Why did I do that? Whatever. Splash.tscene. Actually, is this right? I think this has to be a canvas. Let me go back to this guy's video. I want to see how he did this. It's in my notes. That's interesting. It opened right in my notes. Oh, so that's important. So we got to go to... Yeah, he's on Windows. So applications, boot splash. Project settings, application, boot splash. Show images off. Okay. I already turned it off. Not a problem. So project settings, application, boot splash. Oh, cock-a-dude. Okay. That's fine. project. Show image. Cool. Got that down. Now for his thing, I just want to see. He used a regular node 2D. And then he has a center container. And a color rect. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, color rect. I don't. Yeah, this is pretty basic. That's not a color that we want to use. I mean, maybe it is. Again, we'll figure that out later, but for now I'll make it black so I don't burn out my retinas. Be background color. Here's the center container, which also has to be like this. This will eventually be probably an image node. Yeah, I mean, I could make this more complicated, but there's really no need to, right? I'm gonna make this a label for now. The 40 or 42? I don't know why I can't remember that. Basic times tables, man. Eludes me. Right? On a fundamental level, we'll go like this. And then oh yeah, that's also fair. Application run. What I would probably do is put this in a different order though. Right? I would group this all together. Main scene. Is this PyCom that's causing all this? This weird lagginess every time I open this menu? Yeah, I think so. Nope, nope, it still happens even without PyCom. I don't know. Run. Now, what's the problem with this? I mean, Splash we're only going to show at the start, so it doesn't really have to, it doesn't really matter. The actual main scene would go in here. The other thing I could do is maybe it's a little bit more hocus pocus, so I think it's better not to do that. The other thing that we could do is try to programmatically set ourselves as the main scene, and then use whatever's in the main scene to programmatically set that as the scene that we load next in here. But it's a little bit too much magic, right? Right. And then what I do want to steal kind of is his code that he used here. He had some nice tweens. So what's he doing? Load scene, in time, fade in time, pause time, fade out time, out time. Mm-hmm. And his splash screen is what? Is the text direct? But I think modulate is on node 2D, if I'm not mistaken. Is it under material? What's modulate under? Oh, sorry, control. If it were under control, it would be under control. And modulate is the name of the property. But what is modulate under? I always forget. Visibility modulate, which is under canvas item. So we could just use that as a control. Right. But this is kind of what I wanted. The juicy stuff was how to make the tween. Modulate A. Okay, await. I don't know. Sure, we can try it. Makes it a bit bigger so you guys aren't completely lost. Right. Do I even really need to export these things, in all honesty? I don't think I get any value from having that in the inspector. Maybe just set them as constants. Fade in time. Can I use F? There is no .f. I made that up, didn't I? Fade in, fade out. What else? Next scene. We could export that one. That one makes sense. Is that a packed scene, or is that just a scene? Yeah, packed scene. That makes sense. Let me do this all in the ready function. Okay, he does a fade function. Well, I think in the ready function, you want to take the supposed to be constants, then export. I forget what I usually do. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to look at another file. I feel like it's like this because that's what I started doing automatically without thinking about it. But then that pushes my constants really low down, right? Let's look at another file. Player.gd. Yeah, no, that's how I do it. That's weird. I put constants. Oh, that's weird. Is that a conscious thing or is that just like a coincidental thing? I don't know. Whatever. Wait. .moduli.a. Then I'll make a fade function. He doesn't do anything to mark this as an async function, but that's okay. Might want to put it in the fade function anyways. こんばんは、にゃむちゃん。元気かい？来週日本に行く。火曜日は大阪に着く。熱が出て、今ダウン中。あはー。いやー、俺もなんか今朝から喉ちょっと痛くてめっちゃ緊張してる。ダウンってどういう意味？健康的な意味とか、メンタルとか、体調気をつけてね。ありがとう。やむちゃんもね。体調気をつけてね。お味噌汁とかたくさん飲んでね。Okay. I wish I could remember how to do this. Create tween. Tween interval. I just need to get more experience making animations, and then this will all just be ingrained in my brain. ありがとう。うん。もちろんだ。そう、なんか、日曜日に出発日曜日にしてるから、風邪をひいたらすごく緊張してる。今朝からなんか、鼻から喉の下にまで、ちょっと違和感だから、喉もちょっと痛くて、待って、この感じ道中気をつけて。病気、 病院行った方がいいよ。ああ、はいはいはい。確かに、でも、それなのに多分医者さんは何にもできない気がする。あ、でも、まあ、医者は、まあ、電話しても薬もらえるから、電話だけでもいいかもしれない。なんかもっと、なんていう直接でなんか必要なら、まあ、電話でも言うから、まずは少し話したらいいと思う。いいね。うん。でしょめっちゃ便利。Tween interval. Okay, so we do tween interval property, tween interval property, tween interval. And we'll probably clean this up a bit. Yeah, it takes the node, the property, the value, and the time. Node properties modulate A. Oh, that's why it's modulate A. It's modulate.a. Value and the time. Wait, what? Fade in time. Oh, in time. What? I don't think this is needed. I think we just need this, a pause time, and a fade out. And then they await tween finished, and then we get tree change scene. Change scene to packed, next scene. 僕は寝るよ。うん、またね、またね。ゆっくり寝てね。本当に大事にした方がいいよ。Finish is called as a function, but it is a signal. Is that how that works? Okay. This looks like it could be its own function, but it's also kind of self-explanatory. So I don't know. Probably not necessary. You know, it's funny. Oh, invalid. Okay. Type nil. Alright, because I never set it. Like, what the hell's going on, man? Oh, the other thing I didn't do is call the fade function. That's cool. And it's not loading the pack scene, which is also a problem? Oh, but that's because we didn't set one. I don't create a new one, that's silly. There we go, cool. Maybe actually I should just do this center container, really. Because now I can go here and add like another label down here. Well, I'd have to throw this in a D-box container. Oh. We can tweak those timings too. Maybe 5 seconds. Is that too long? That's way too long. Yeah, I guess I can see the argument for an initial delay here. Is that the fade in happens so quickly. Okay, that's cool. That's a good 1.0 for the splash screen. That's kind of all I needed to do right now. Okay. Three seconds does seem like a bit long. We get down to 2 seconds. Maybe even 1 second is good now that we have this extra time. Now, well, it doesn't have to be an even number either. We can do 1.5. Cool. Okay, so for this, we can commit this. Splash goes in and the project change here. Add splash screen. Push that. Okay, I know that was a lot for very little amount of work there, but that's where I'm going to stop for now. We did a lot of investigation into other things though. I'm going to stop there for now. I have to eat and do some life things, and I'll probably work a little bit more offline on this. The next thing we're going to work on, so I have my simple splash screen. Let's go here to my thing. So splash screen daily done. We'll put this in as a feature, right? And then I can put an enhancement to put splash screen logo as an enhancement, right? But we're not going to do that. We'll deprioritize that because that'll be a very simple swap in. Control layout, loading screen, and then the feedback form. Oh, the feedback button needs the feedback form. Control layout's really kind of important. Maybe I'll put that up top. Okay. That's what we're going to do for now. I will be back tomorrow, probably. Sorry, my head's a bit foggy today. I might be getting sick, so I probably shouldn't be talking so much. I will catch you guys next time. Peace.